Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while for sure since I've uploaded anything. So in today's video I decided to do a summary look, you know, since it is hot and humid here, and also do a life update, kind of get ready with me. So to start, I'm pregnant. Yay! 17 weeks. I don't know, not much of a bump, just a little one here. Still not wearing maternity clothes, which is great in my book because it saves me money. But yeah, a lot of crazy things have happened. Before we get into that, everything that I use I'll leave in the description box, and just kind of go along. So yeah, so I found out I was pregnant in April. We were a month into our quarantine here in Massachusetts, which was very scary to say the least. I was terrified, you know, took 3 pregnancy tests just to confirm that I was pregnant. And it was kind of surreal because we hadn't really been trying to get pregnant, but it was always something that was, you know, in the back of our heads. So exciting and terrifying, and I should have known better. All the signs were there. My boobs really hurt. I didn't get my period. Should have been sign number 1. And I wasn't feeling good. So for 4 days, I just kind of felt sick to my stomach. And actually my best friend was like, "Are you sure that you're not pregnant? You should probably take a pregnancy test. That's probably the best thing for you." So I did. 3 later, pregnant. And then it kind of went downhill. So I'm very happy. I don't want to get this twisted. I'm very happy and excited to be pregnant. But the first 3 months are the hardest months. I have to say, I had the worst morning sickness. I don't even want to call it morning sickness because it lasted all day. It was for sure a blessing that we were quarantined here, and you know, we weren't really allowed to go out, because there's no way that I would have been able to function as a normal human being in like everyday life. If I wasn't laid out on the couch or in my bed, I was puking my guts up in the bathroom. And it didn't just limit itself to the mornings. It was all day. It just happened whenever it felt like it. So I plan to do another video on how I actually survived my first trimester, because let me tell you something, it is total survival during your first 3 months. What else? Oh, being pregnant or finding out you're pregnant during quarantine is also very stressful, to say the least. So normally, you know, I have my mom and my mother-in-law like super excited that I'm pregnant, but then also harping on me as to why I can't go to the doctors. Well, the doctor's office is limiting how many people they're letting into the office, and you know, how long until you can get in and actually, you know, have a blood test to confirm, you know, that you are pregnant, you know, minus the morning sickness and the 3 pregnancy tests. And then just to get in to make sure that you're okay, that you're taking prenatal vitamins, or, you know, you're doing what you need to do. So like I said, I found out maybe the middle of April, and I didn't actually get into the doctor's office until June. So June 8th was my first in-person doctor's office visit, which that's a long time. So by the time that I was into the doctor, I think I was maybe 12 or 13 weeks. And now, if we weren't in quarantine, normally you would go and see the doctor probably around like 8 or 9 weeks. They would do a dating ultrasound if you didn't know the first day of your last period. They would confirm when you were due, and you know, you'd get an ultrasound and you'd be on your way. Well, we didn't have any of that. So it was a lot of video conferences with doctors and a lot of phone conversations, and even then it was it was real, but it wasn't. I mean, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, you know you're pregnant, you're going through all the signs, but you don't believe you're pregnant. Like, you don't have that piece of paper, that test, the ultrasound picture that says, you know, there's a baby in there. So it was a little weird. Plus, you know, you're in quarantine, everything has changed. You know, going to the supermarket isn't as easy as it was before. Even just going out and about and trying to be a little active. So going for walks. We're lucky enough to live by a waterway, you know, that has nice walking areas and everything. But even still, you're trying to be aware of yourself, and then you're trying to be aware of everybody around you, because you don't know. This is a crazy time we're living in, this worldwide pandemic. And when you're pregnant, your immune system is lower because your body is trying to not fight off what's happening inside you. So yeah, good times. So let me see, what else? Obviously I had a lot of support through this time. My husband was working remote. He really stepped up and, you know, made dinner and took care of me and kind of let me be, and let me, you know, nap as much as I needed to, or, you know, would run to the store if I needed something, aka pregnancy tests, or B6, you know, to kind of help with the nausea and the vomiting. And of course, you know, I had a couple of good friends that would pop by, and on days that I wasn't feeling like death, we would, you know, go for a walk. Even my in-laws are pretty good about, you know, popping by, checking in, making soup, dropping it off. I lived on soup. I lived on cereal, pasta. Oh, excuse me. All these pregnancy things, you know, the indigestion. That's what you're hearing. Yeah, so let's see. So I had my first doctor's appointment on June 8th, and we heard the heartbeat, which, you know, made it real after 13 weeks of being home and not being to a doctor. So that was, it was happy. It was all sorts of emotions. You know, I should rewind. I say we. I was the only one allowed to go into the doctor's office. So even though this is our first pregnancy, my husband couldn't come in. He couldn't hear the heartbeat. I had to record it. He had to hear it on my phone. There was no firsthand, you know, impressions or anything like that. So I was a little upset about that. You know, you want to share everything with your husband or your significant other when it is your first baby. Even if it's not, you want to share it with them. And then, let's see. So then we did that. I heard the heartbeat. They took like 20 vials of blood. I'm over 35, so I'm considered high risk by the medical field. So pretty much I'm a grandma in medical standards. So I had to have all sorts of genetic testing done to make sure that everything was okay. You know, it's crazy to me that in this day and age that being in your 30s and pregnant is considered old. And that, you know, your body just kind of is supposed to go into like shutdown mode and you're not supposed to have kids or stuff like that. I don't know. It's very strange to be a healthy person and then be told that you're high risk. Well, all the results came back, everything was great. So even though I'm high risk medically, I'm actually low risk. So we're happy about that. Oh, and part of the genetic testing is that you can find out early whether or not you're having a boy or a girl. So we did that. So I know what I'm having. I'm due in December. So an official quarantine baby. Christmas baby. He's due middle of December. Oh shit, I said he. So he is due middle of December. We do have a name picked out. My mom's not a fan, but it'll grow on her. After that appointment, I had my next appointment, which was a phone appointment, And it's so weird to have like a 10-minute phone appointment. You're on the phone with a nurse or a nurse practitioner. You don't even speak to an OBGYN. You know, before you know it, or you could be delivering by the time you meet one of these OBs. They're not in the office. They're in the hospital, obviously delivering other babies or doing what it is they need to do. So that's odd, and it's rotating, so you never have the same nurse practitioner or physician's assistant or, you know, whoever is in the office at that time. So that's it's a little crazy, it's a little weird, but, you know, everybody's very nice and knowledgeable, so it's interesting. You know, they check up on you, they check on your morning sickness to see how you're doing. Yes, still have morning sickness. Who knew a combination of vitamin B6 and Unisom, you know, stops the nausea and the vomiting. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor before you go and take any of this. But I've been on it now since that, you know, that appointment, and it's been working for me. I can definitely tell when I'm due for a B6 because I get that knot in my stomach. It's just, I feel like I'm rambling, but there's just so much, and it's like all out of place because so much has happened. The way the doctor's appointments are working up here is you alternate, so every other appointment is in person or it's a phone appointment. So I'm actually closer to 20 weeks at this point. I'm 17 weeks now filming this video. So in 2 weeks I actually go and I have a level 2 ultrasound where you can pretty much see everything. You can see the baby's fingers, the baby's toes. I've been told you can see the heart chambers. They check everything. But again, I'm over 35, so I have to have a fetal medicine doctor in there to make sure that everything is okay and developing normally. This will be the first time that I've actually had an ultrasound, and I will be able to see the baby. So I'm very excited about that and looking forward to it. However, we're in phase 3 here now, and I don't know if my husband's going to be able to come in and see the ultrasound. I don't know if I'm going to have to take video. They told me to call 2 days before to make sure that, you know, he can come in and everything is fine. You know, the cases here in Massachusetts have gone down drastically. It's not like other parts of the country yet, knock on wood, where things are starting to spike again. They're being very cautious up here. So I understand. I'm just being a little, I guess, a little selfish by wanting him in there. So we do that ultrasound, and then I go for another in-person doctor's appointment, and then I have a phone appointment. Well, now going forward, I have to be able to take my own blood pressure while I'm home, so we had to invest in a blood pressure machine. So you're pretty much your own doctor off and on here through this pregnancy. It's just a whole different experience. You know, I have my mom, obviously, who had me 37 years ago, who's like, yeah, you know, you got pregnant, you went to the doctor, they confirmed that you were pregnant, and then, you know, you popped a kid out 9 months later. Nowadays, you're supposed to have all these appointments, all these tests, you know, and you can't do it. So it's kind of like being back in the 80s. I feel like I'm going through what my mom went through. Just by having COVID happen up here. It's, I don't know, it's strange. It's very strange. Things I've learned while being pregnant. People have no freaking filter. They love to tell you everything, and they love to give you advice, even when you're not looking for it. So, you know, my mom, bless her heart, she's like, don't read anything that you see out there. You know, we didn't have to listen to all these rules and regulations, and you guys turned out fine. So you learn real quick what you can and can't eat, or you shouldn't eat, you know, based on everything. You learn that you have food aversions that you never had before. So I can't find anything. So food aversions. So I love coffee. Self-proclaimed caffeine fiend. Well, guess what? Morning sickness happens and food aversions happen, and I haven't had coffee in 4 months. Welcome to my life. You learn to manage. Then I can't eat, let's see, still can't eat chicken. The texture makes me sick. Can't eat beef. Texture makes me sick. Even the thought of just eating it it just makes me crazy. Oh, I mean, veggies, don't even put a plate of veggies in front of me. Not that I was a big vegetable person before, but now I can't even look at them. It's that bad. Really, I'm not prepared at all. Oh, back to the advice. I know I'm all over the place. This is pregnancy brain too. You forget a lot of things and then you remember it. Let's see. So mom thinks that, you know, everything I'm doing is I shouldn't be doing, or not shouldn't be doing, but I shouldn't take too seriously because, you know, they didn't do it back in the 80s and we turned out fine. Even though I keep telling her that fine is a relative term. You know, me and my brother, little weird, not gonna lie. So there's that. Everybody loves to tell you about their experiences. So my mom, not a damn thing, okay? No morning sickness, no food aversions, didn't have the fatigue, you know, world's greatest pregnancy until I got stuck for 3 days, or she was in labor with me for 3 days and then I didn't want to come out. Or, you know, she popped out, my brother was 10'7", or she popped out a huge baby and she's like 5'2". So, you know, you hear all these stories. Same thing with my mother-in-law. She had morning sickness, but she'd puke, she'd eat a cracker, and then she'd be fine. But nobody has heard about, you know, the all-day morning sickness that I've been having, or that, you know, 80% of women have. So it's a lot. Same thing with my sister-in-laws. Oh, you know, they didn't have the morning sickness. They ate whatever they wanted. You know, I keep trying to tell them that every pregnancy is different, but they seem to think that we all fit this same mold. It's very weird to just hear all these people giving you this like unsolicited advice. Then you have everybody trying to guess the sex of the baby based on like old wives' tales. So what am I looking for? So yeah, so everybody loves to guess the sex of the baby, and it can be fun. So when we first heard the heartbeat, it was 158 beats per minute, which is high. So based on like the old wives' tales, it should be a girl. The fact that I had horrible, horrible morning sickness should be a girl. The fact that I was kind of craving sweets, or not craving sweets, but they were like I could eat cookies. Let's just leave it at that. I could eat cookies, I could eat like pound cake, and that was all right. But when it came to like veggies and stuff, I couldn't. So that was a girl. There's a Japanese calendar that you can do. You put in your birth date and the baby's expected due date, and it will tell you whether you're having a boy or a girl. So that pointed to girl. And everybody swore up and down that I was having a girl. I was convinced I was having a girl. My husband was convinced he was having a girl. And then we got the genetic test back and it was a boy, which totally took us by surprise. I mean, we're so excited. I see myself as more of a boy mom anyway, but my husband was through the roof. Oh, I screwed that brow up. I don't normally fill in my brows, so this is like kind of new for me. Oh, then you go, like most women, I think, tend to nest in their like 6th or 7th month, like closer to when the baby's supposed to be here. Oh, no. I'm so psycho, I started nesting in my 2nd month. So when on days I would feel good, I would like feel the need to reorganize my whole house. Or, you know, Marie Kondo fold like my husband's dresser part of it is because we do live in a smaller condo. So actually the room that I film in and that you've seen on Instagram, if you follow me, like the inside photos of like my closet, it's my closet slash studio. So now I have to turn this into a nursery, which means that I now have to find a home for all of this stuff, which kind of, was definitely giving me anxiety. So Amazon has been my best friend with ordering, organizational stuff, and then trying to empty a dresser that I have back here that we're giving to one of my husband's friends, and trying to pick out a nursery theme, or I don't know. It's just all kinds of stuff, and I feel like it all happens at once. Or maybe it was just, okay, I don't know what I just did. Or maybe it was just me being, a little bit OCD. So there's that. I kind of toned that down a little bit. And now I am back on the nursery kick, but I think it's more because I've settled on a theme, and now I know exactly what I want. So it's trying to find everything that I want and make sure that it'll get here on time, because let me tell you, the shipping, Amazon has us so conditioned to, love 2-day shipping, and anything that takes longer is like the worst. So, I'm still waiting. I ordered sunglasses 3 weeks ago. I'm still waiting on sunglasses to get here. So God knows how long it's going to take for rugs and furniture to get here. So that's happening. We're all going a little stir crazy here. We've been looking at the same scenery for months. I'm still a little wary about going out to eat, so we order a lot of takeout and we eat at the house. We haven't actually been out to eat at a restaurant yet. It's my whole, like, your whole brain shifts. Like, I've heard of this before where, you find out you're pregnant and then you become like crazy, or it's not about you, it's about the baby, and then you just start to question everything that you do, and like the mom guilt is real. So I just had I've slowly been weaning myself back onto caffeine because I feel like I can take it. So I just had a frappuccino, like a tall frappuccino from Starbucks a couple of weeks ago, but you're so worried about what it's going to do to you and what it's going to do to the baby, even though it's perfectly safe and healthy to have caffeine, a certain amount of caffeine during pregnancy. But like, you think like you're just worried about everything. Oh, you find yourself reading a lot of baby stuff. So one of my best friends sent me the What to Expect While You're Expecting book, and it's literally the size of a Bible. Like, I don't know how people read this. I read it like chapter by chapter based on the month or the trimester I'm in. I just don't know how people would sit down and like read this whole thing. I know I've said this, and the only way to explain it is it's a lot. It's a blessing, but it is a lot to take in. And then you find yourself out of breath at random times too. So obviously I've been talking too much. I'm a little out of breath. Even just sitting here doing makeup, talking to you guys, out of breath. I'm pretty sure too, a couple of weeks ago, that I did feel the baby move, which is kind of early in your pregnancy. I mean, it can happen. They say it can happen. It felt like, well, first of all, it was unlike anything that I had felt before or that I had been feeling during pregnancy. So it felt like butterfly wings, like in my stomach on my right side. So, and then I had my husband feel, because it happened for a good, I don't know, like 20 minutes or so. And then it kind of died down, and then it happened again later that night. But that was a first. That was fun. I haven't really felt anything since, which I guess is normal. They say that you can go from feeling the movement and then, not feeling anything because, the baby is still so small. I can't wait, honestly, for the first, like, kick where he, like, kicks me in the ribs or, you know, in the stomach or something, just so I can feel him, just so I know he's there. Like, I know he's there, but I physically want to, you know, feel him there. I've been on a huge, not a huge kick, but I've started buying baby clothes. You can get sucked into that, man. Let me tell you, they're all so cute and they're all so little that you're just like, I need one of everything. I am that mom that has decided that, like, everything is organic, even though I don't live that lifestyle. My child's going to live that lifestyle. I mean, I just think that the organic clothes are so much softer and they're such better quality. Main reason why I'm going organic for that. I have decided to breastfeed, I think, you know, willing, you know, if my body says, you know, you can't do it, you can't do it. Obviously fed is best, so it'll be bottle, but my goal is to breastfeed with the baby. Oh, that's the other thing, dude. Let me tell you, your boobs get so huge. Like, I never had big boobs, like, just was not blessed with it. And then all of a sudden your boobs like double and triple in size in the first 3 months, and then they keep growing until you have the baby. So like I'm busting out of the bras that I do have. So I keep telling my husband this, but I need to actually break down and buy like nursing bras that I can wear now and later. I just need to stop being like lazy, I guess, about it. Or stop trying so hard to figure out the right ones. I mean, they all kind of serve their purpose, right? I kind of had a moment last week. One of my neighbors, bless their heart, I know she didn't really mean anything by it, but she was like, oh, you used to be so skinny. This is what I mean. People just say, no filter, say whatever they want to you. So I kind of had a moment where, not that I had body issues before. Not like crazy body issues, but I think as women, we're all conditioned to think that we need to look a certain way. So for me, this is, I mean, even though I'm not super showing yet, I definitely am a little bigger than I was. I mean, I haven't even hit the 9-month mark or the 7th month yet where I'm like popping and I'm huge. But it was just hard for me to like hear that. So I kind of went into a spiral a couple of days ago because I was like, oh my God, I'm so big, and, you know, am I really this, like, pretty much needed my husband and my bestie to like talk me off the ledge and, you know, kind of give me the reality check, like, this is happening and you're going to get bigger and, you know, it's a good thing. But it's just, it blows my mind how people just really have no filter nowadays and just say whatever they want or think they can say whatever they want to you. It's insane. I don't know why I attempt to like wing my liner. I can never do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna smudge that mess out. When in doubt, smudge it out. I'm gonna try these magnetic lashes that I got off of Amazon. I've never seen them with like a felt tip pen as a liner, so I'm gonna try to line the lash and then stick it on. I'm curious if this is even gonna work, because I suck at lashes, but if these magnetic ones work, then I'm here for it. Yeah, definitely not. Oh, I also started a baby registry, which I feel guilty about because I feel like I should be buying all this stuff for my baby. And I don't know if we're going to have, like, I have a huge extended family on my husband's side, but I don't even know if, you know, okay, clearly these aren't working. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have a baby shower, not bridal shower, baby shower, or if it's going to have to be like our favorite Zoom, you know, like baby shower or a drive-by baby shower. How does that even work? I don't even know. I mean, we did our nieces and nephews like drive-by birthday parties back in like April and May, but I don't know, how do you do a drive-by baby shower? Especially when you live in a condo. What do I do? Just have them park in the parking lot and be like, hey, thanks for coming, thanks for the gifts. You can peace on out now. It's weird, right? Weird. That's a horrible line. I don't know what I expected for an Amazon deal of the day. Let's see. I kind of put crazy rules in place. This is like my psycho mom brain. Like, I don't want anything that's like plastic. Oh, are they working? Oh, no way. I am impressed. I don't want anything plastic. I don't want anything with like logos on it. I don't want like things that look cheap, but I'm also like reasonable for price, because I know like who needs like $1,000 stroller? It's a little much. So I'm trying to be smart about what I register for. Maybe I'll do a video about what I shared on my registry. I feel like all my content is going to shift towards like pregnancy, because it's the only thing I really have to talk about since I don't leave the house now or really do much. Nothing's open, and all the tourists have made their way to Cape Cod, so thank you for that. Now I have to be extra careful about all you people coming here, bringing your COVID. Oh, I should have put mascara on first. I clearly was not thinking, but they're working. Like, can you see that? Like, they actually stuck to the magnetic liner, which is awesome, especially for somebody as inept as me. So I really guess the trick is to put the eyeliner on your eye and not on the lash. Are you guys, I guess, I want to know if you guys are like pregnant during the pandemic too, and what some of the like crazy things that you've dealt with. I mean, as far as, you know, doctor's appointments and, you know, have people been saying like crazy things to you? I miss doing videos. I guess I hate the sound of my voice, but I guess I miss talking to you guys. I'm not good at Instagram stories because I feel like I really have nothing to say, but I can ramble. That I'm a pro at. As far as, oh, like, you know what I really haven't gone through during this pregnancy is like crazy mood swings. So the other thing is, I heard that if you're pregnant with a girl, like your hormones are like out of control, but if you're pregnant with a boy, you're like much more mellow. My husband told me a couple of weeks ago that like I wasn't as crazy as I had been before. So chalk it up to being pregnant with a boy. I'm not as psycho as I was. A lot of practice. This really wasn't a good makeup tutorial / get ready with me, but practice makes perfect, right? So I can film a few more videos and hopefully it won't be as like crazy as this one has been. But thank you guys for listening to me ramble and watching my video, and I promise that I won't take another 2-year hiatus before I upload another one, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!